Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka has fast become one of my favourite players at Manchester United. I think he's a very solid defender and I think overall he gives his all for the team. He was absolutely immense against PSG and kept essentially Neymar and Mbappe in his pocket. Two of the most expensive players in the world, and he handled them very, very well. Now, let's not forget that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is 22 years of age, and to do such a feat at that level, incredible stuff, and ultimately United went away for the win. What makes it even more impressive, though, is the nonsense that he was dealing with in the lead up to the game the night before. Take a look at this. So this comes from barstoolsports.com. And it says, Man United player exposed by side chick for not wanting to father the kid of his other side chick, promptly dumped by long-time girlfriend. So, breaking into this article here, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has entered his second year at Manchester United. The £55 million transfer from Crystal Palace has recently rounded into form. He's been one of the most impeccable defenders at Manchester United. If anything, Luke Shaw could learn from him how to defend, and probably Harry Maguire too, scoring a screamer of a goal against Newcastle this past weekend. In true Manchester United fashion, Wan-Bissaka has stored up some serious news off the pitch. While at Crystal Palace, Wan-Bissaka was dating Rihanna Bentley. In the research here from Barstool Sports, it appears that Wan-Bissaka and Rihanna were dating for a few years. He was like a father to her son from a prior relationship, so he was not the father to her son, essentially. Unfortunately, that relationship is finished. I'm sure at 22 years of age, he's absolutely devastated. Now, these are one of the images that you will get of Rihanna Bentley herself. And as you can see here, looks like your standard Tinder picture where the girl is glowed up and looking well. But that's actually what the girl looks like. So I think, if anything, when you look at this, I think Wan-Bissaka has done alright in what's happened here. It all started on Marley Ortiz's story. So Marley Ortiz here is an American individual, and she is somebody that has associations with Sway Lee and has been with now Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think when you look at Rihanna and see Marley, I think it's an easy choice, really. So I don't really see any problem in what he did. Marley isn't a stranger to dating widely known men. She was with Sway Lee, who was a rapper, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka's current teammate Jesse Lingard. On her IG story last night, she released all the big information pertaining to this wild story. And we will criticise one thing. Imagine being there after Jesse Lingard. Not great. So she says here, not with me, the baby, it's actually Avril UK, LOL. So she said he has a baby on the way, but it's not with her, it's with baby with Avril UK, so a different girl altogether. Marley was the side chick who then exposed him for his preferences. Now this is talking about, I suppose, Sway Lee. I'm not going to read that one out, but we can hit pause on if you want to have a look at that one. On top of that, she exposed him for fathering a kid with another side chick. Aaron Wan-Bissaka had at least 3 separate girls at one time. Now you will see on the internet these days that they will try to shame an individual like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Look, he's young, he's rich, he's not a bad looking lad. Of course he's going to be getting up to things like this, so I say good on him. There will be people on Twitter, for example, that will try to shame him and try to say what he's doing is disgraceful. Look, ultimately no one got hurt here now. He's having a good time. He's rich. He's going to be looking after things. So this is Avril here. Again, I think it's a step up really from Rihanna in my opinion. So I think he'd be okay. As this was all coming out, his girl Rihanna Bentley, remember her, posted their conversation. Now this is in the lead up, in the morning, bearing in mind, between the PSG game that he played an absolute stormer in. So she said, you moved me to Manchester because you needed me. Now that you're no longer sick, apparently I'm disposal. It doesn't work like that. And he said, yeah, it does. I don't owe you anything but a safe transport back to London. What a man, what a boss. She says, I'm so sorry. You can treat people around you like that, but it's not happening with this situation. You can find other living arrangements, seeing as you dragged me up here with due to you sickness. So her English is probably not her strong point. So you're saying you're not going because that's only given me one option. I've said what I've said, Aaron. You're not going to, and then she goes on to talk about it. I think this is absolutely hilarious. He's not losing out on anything here whatsoever. I don't know you anything but a safe transport back to London. Maybe the quote of the year in the football world. Was with this girl for years, and some of his last words were on Snapchat saying, "All I owe was a nice trip back to London from Manchester." As they say, dudes rock. Aaron Wan-Bissaka dealt with all this before Manchester United's first Champions League game of the 2021 season. He went on to have a great game at the right back position, putting on a defending masterclass against Neymar and Mbappe. Incredible stuff, I think. This is even more impressive now. A quick recap of the entire story. Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a long-time girlfriend, which we've looked at. He cheated on her with an IG model. He used to be with his current teammate Jesse Lingard. It appears he binned the whore as well too. That IG model exposed him for impregnating another one of his side chicks, so I'd say probably the one he prefers the most. His girlfriend then dumped him. Not really, because he said he'd offer a safe trip back, basically, good luck. He then had a great game against PSG a few hours later. I mean, put that into context. The guy went out and played an absolute stormer, put Kylian Mbappe and Neymar into his pocket, and had arguments with this individual all in the meantime. Hilarious stuff. This is fitting for Manchester United. We're only a month removed from Harry Maguire getting arrested in Greece, which he doesn't seem to have recovered from whatsoever because his performance has been woeful, and Mason Greenwood sent home from international competition for sneaking a girl into his quarantined hotel in Iceland. Very harsh, but Gareth Southgate in charge. What can you expect? Can't expect anything less of Manchester United, the club of Ryan Giggs, who infamously stole his brother's wife from him. Yeah, that was no bueno whatsoever. But yeah, what a lad that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is, and I think that's what I'm going to focus on here and on this channel and in terms of this story. You will see an awful lot of stuff on Twitter, and you will see an awful lot of people be upset and say, what an awful individual. He's a 22-year-old lad. He's in the prime of his life. He's at one of the biggest clubs in the world. He's clearly going to have people throwing themselves at him. Again, like I said, not a bad looking lad whatsoever. So he's going to get plenty of women attention on him. He certainly, in my opinion, moved up in the world in terms of the way, he was associating himself with. I wouldn't say the choice of being there after Lingard is the most wise. But ultimately, I think this is a bit of a laugh, and I think he's done well out of this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think the performance he's had after this situation is exemplary. It shows then he was able to knuckle down and be a real professional and not let off the pitch antics certainly affect his game, like some other individuals have let them affect him at Manchester United and other big clubs in the world. I have to say, you have to really credit this guy's mentality, the strength, the courage with which he had to deal with. I mean, this is pretty big information that's coming out about him, and he's just blowing her off and just saying, right, focused on playing for Manchester United. That's the type of guy I want at the club. I want guys like him. I want guys like Bruno Fernandes that are 110% focused on what's going on the pitch, and then they deal with their private lives elsewhere. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful professionalism as well too, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Has Aaron Wan-Bissaka done well? He's certainly shooting, and he's certainly scoring, whether it be on the pitch or off it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you later. Good luck.